current standings.
I'm sure.
22, 16, and 1.
Well,
there is a lot harder of an ability for me to mess up the math on this because it's 3 picks a week, okay? I don't want to hear it.
Well,
It's 3 picks a week.
Unfortunately, it only took 1.
Again, we're going to talk about this with the FCS thing. I told you I'm going to add up all the things and I'm going to find all the picks.
You mean the numbers?
I'm going to add up all the numbers and
I'm
going to find out that
things.
I had what?
That's why you should
I'm
not
going to find out that I had one more correct than you did. And I did. I gave myself 87. It turns out I had 88 right.
It only takes 1, Joe. It only takes 1 to get the accusations. It only takes 1 football player to bet on a game for it to be pandemonium. So I'm sorry. Even if you weren't technically shaving points, that potential is always going to be there. You have labeled yourself as
fine. You're going to do the math next season.
Deal. I'm offering that. I'm not actually offering. I'm demanding.
I don't know if I want you to do your.
I'm demanding that
because you're going to do it in a fucking notepad like you always do. Like when we did the betting picks for.
Oh, I couldn't write it down. I can't write it down.
It was mush on a piece of paper when you kept track of the betting picks.
Joe, how is it? I actually.
The biggest problem here is if you do it on a notepad, I have no way of checking.
Look at this. I got it all right here.
What all right here?
All the numbers, everything I need, all the picks.
From what?
This was an old GTTP week.
Okay, but I don't have a way of verifying that information if it's correct because you're doing on a hard piece of paper that only you have access to. I made everything public.
It wasn't that public when you tweeted it out. That was a closed link that you tweeted out.
I opened it up in the Reddit. The Reddit.
Yeah, that's embarrassing too. You got people offering to help you with your bookkeeping.
Whatever. All right, let's get to these picks. By the way, you're 17, 19, and 3. There is no way for you to come back and win this thing. I've done the math. Even if I go 0-3 and you go 3-0, there's no way for you to win after this week. But doesn't mean we can't try to finish on a high note. My first pick is Clemson -7 versus South Carolina. Clemson, as much as it pains me, has been hot lately. South Carolina is a dumpster fire, and I think that Clemson is going to smoke them in this game.
Makes me nervous. I think South Carolina won it last year. This one just makes me nervous. Clemson's a weird team this year. Clemson, I've stayed away from all season betting-wise because they don't know who they are. I mean, honestly, they're a better team than South Carolina, and they should win by 7 points. But I'm staying away from it. Not a terrible pick, not a great one in my opinion. My first pick, UCLA, giving 9.5 to Cal.
Their offense can't score that many points, but go ahead.
Can Cal's? Thank you. Worse offense, worse quarterback, worse coach. So Chip Kelly still fighting for his job. Only rumor that he's going to be out. So if I'm sitting here, hey, Dante, let's go put up 30. Let's go do that. And we're going to win, and then we're going to win by 9.5. I like it. I like that line a lot, actually.
I got really distracted. So Ryan uses Ryan uses the StreamYard to record some of his stuff. I don't think you noticed what I named this recording.
Yeah, I did. I did, but I'm a pro, and we'll just discuss it after.
Ryan texted me and asked, "Why is there a recording labeled what you labeled it?"
Why don't you tell him to jump in and check it out and see if it's what's is advertised?
That's disgusting.
I didn't name it.
You make a lot of betting picks that you're much more seasoned better than I am, but
you much worse seasoned better than I am.
You're a much more seasoned better than I am.
There's no rush.
But you do not know how to bet college football the way that I do. UNLV -3. UNLV -3 versus San Jose State. San Jose State is fine. They're a good team. But UNLV has been one of the hotter G5 teams in the country this year. I believe that they're going to. That's an easy 3 points for them to cover.
It's fine. You better hope Cordero don't pop off on your goofy ass. You better hope.
We'll see.
Because you know where he comes from, Joe. You know where Chevon Cordero comes from and where he has learned the book of Adrian Martinez, and they don't care about your spreads. They will mess it up. And I will fade you in real life. I will fade you hard in
Do
real
it.
life.
Do it, because when you steal my picks,
yeah, I will. I can't. I'm
when
excited to.
when you steal my picks, you mush them. So go ahead, fade me and get me some free goddamn money.
You are
Piece
the
of
ultimate
garbage.
mush jinx loser. My second pick, Colorado State giving 5.5 to Hawaii. Pretty simple. Colorado State, good offense. Better team than Hawaii. They're at Hawaii. That's concerning. The only concern is that they're at Hawaii. Now, it's not Albany playing at Hawaii. I know, you're shaving a couple hours there. Still, Hawaii at home, dangerous for the spreads, but I think Colorado State is a better team, and they don't have anybody on Hawaii that can cover the Colorado State wide receivers.
That one's fine. Yeah, that's fine. My last one, Syracuse -2.5 versus Wake Forest. Wake Forest is okay. I think Syracuse has been pretty uninspiring, but I love the trend. I would actually like to know the statistics of it, the frequency of teams covering after firing a coach. When you've got a winnable matchup like this, for some reason, there's just this weird juice that teams just get, that they're like, all right, we got to finish the season strong here. People would think that teams would give up, but usually it's the other way around, where guys rally, they play for each other, they play for a team. Guys, let's finish this year strong. Anyone who's trying to look for the portal, get a win here, go jump to a new bigger opportunity, have a good game. So I think that Syracuse covers -2.5.
I just can't bring myself to bet on a fourth-rate ACC matchup in the last week of the regular season.
See, you're not a sick fuck like I am, man. You're just
I can bet on the G5s all day. I can bet on whatever. A third, fourth-rate ACC game is way more despicable.
This is where I make all of my money, by the way.
Betting on Mac
This is where
is way
all
better
of my
than
money.
betting on ACC. Oh, it's just I can't watch these games. I will not.
My big game picks never go through. The mid to low tier ACC games, easy money, and then the mid to low tier G5 games, easy money.
I'd rather watch the worst XFL game of the week than Syracuse Wake Forest. And I'm being shoot honest. There's no chance I tune in. My final pick, Alabama giving 14.5 versus Auburn. Auburn sucks. Hugh Freeze, goofball. Alabama, more better. Joe sneezing during the segment. Look.
I didn't do it with the mic on.
I know you didn't.
I almost did.
Alabama fighting their asses off. They are fighting their asses off to make this CFP. You don't think Nick Saban's going to be pitching all week? We just beat Auburn by 28. Yeah, that's what he's looking to do. The mastermind knows he needs to beat Auburn by 21 or more, and they will.
You don't know the Iron Bowl if you think that that's a good line to take.
That's a fantastic line.
That's a risky
I understand, but Auburn just lost to New Mexico State.
I don't know, dude. We'll see.
You're not going to tell me that
it's
Auburn. You can't. Nobody's going to look me in my eyes and say Auburn keeps it within 14.5.
I think Bama smokes them, but that's a big line for a big rivalry.
What does
like
smokes them mean by? What does that mean?
I think that they cover the 14 points, but I think this is a risky bet. I just think it's risky. I think it's risky because it is a rivalry game where weird stuff happens.
Those rivalry games are tough.
You're a piece of garbage. You're just a big piece of garbage. You stink. Do a show with you.
Your meltdown at the end of the FCS show made me laugh all night. You said, "I hate doing this show.
A lot of comments thought it was hilarious.
You.
I don't even. Sometimes I question why I still do the show with you.
Your books better.
Other thoughts heading into the weekend. My Wednesday night before Thanksgiving plans are already crumbling. Idiot friend. What the one friend who, like, I think I like hanging out because the rest of my friends don't have their shit together. Those are the only ones that are in town. The one friend who does have his shit together, who's in law school, missed his fucking train. He missed his train. So now he's not going to be here. We were all planning to meet up at like 4 or whatever. That's not happening now. So now I have to go meet up with the rest of the crew. These idiots don't know how to make plans. I'm like, where do you guys want to meet up? They're like, let's hang out in your dad's shed because they know that they think that's funny. They think that's
In
funny.
your
They think
dad's
it's a
shed?
good bit. Yeah, they do the thing that you would do, which is go into the garage. That's what they mean, and it's really organized. So last year we went in there. We're just chilling. Like there's a TV in there. We're watching a game. We were waiting before we decided to go to one of the bars. And these two idiots, the two non-normal ones that I'm forced to hang out with tonight, just them, were going around just picking up every tool and piece of machinery that they could have and just like, what's
Good.
this?
Good. They
Oh,
should.
oh, what is
Throw it out
this?
of place.
And it's like one of those things where like I was sitting in a lawn chair and I'm just like have my back turned and I turn around and I'm like, what are you guys doing? They're the types that can't be unsupervised for an extended period of time. This one of the individuals, one time we got thrown out of a party. I didn't even come
I
with
like
him.
it.
I was
They're
at the
busting your
party.
dad's balls. That's great.
He wasn't there, so they were busting my balls. But this one friend, one time this was in college. We went to a party. This dumbass was the only sober one of the group. He drove. And he decided someone had this girl's parents had a gavel and like these marbles on the side table in her living
Yeah,
room.
good.
He takes the
I like where
gavel
this
and the
is going.
marbles and starts smashing them with the gavel. So he gets all of us thrown out. We're not even in the same room as him. And he's the sober one. This is what I'm dealing with tonight.
That's a fantastic move. Joe, that's great. Why didn't you
I
bring
don't have
them
much
up
room
to
to
New
talk
York?
because
I want to
I
hang
try to
out with
steal
these
shit when I go
dudes.
places.
These are who I want to hang out with.
They're
Where
not.
was your dad at the night before Thanksgiving? You guys weren't having any
Last
family
year?
time? Yeah.
Well, I'm the one who's abandoning family time. They all are they're all usually all together, like they're all having pizza and stuff
Oh,
at
sure.
or
At one of the nice,
the
very
step family's
classy
house.
establishments in your town. I'll say this about Joe's town. I can't believe he
What?
made it out. What a bag of terrible.
Shut the hell up.
Joe
Shut
really made
up.
it out of a dump, and I got to give him
Shut
props
up.
for it. I know I make fun of the West Coast. Walking through that town, like walking through the 1940s. Just
Shut the hell
and
up.
I think the town was built in the 1800s, if I were to wager.
It was. It was.
Yeah,
It was one of the oldest.
it looks it. It looks like it.
What are you getting up to tonight?
Oh my god. Nice family and friends dinner in Old Town at the place where I actually took you to get pizza when you came down here.
No, that place stunk.
It's gonna enjoy some bruschetta, some Peronis, and then I guess just party, and we'll just see how the party goes. I have no plans. I'm not talking to. I mean, I don't know if I want to see people. Like it's like okay,
No, you're
cool.
gonna.
You meet like 2 or 3 people, right, that you haven't seen in a couple years out at in Old Town in Alexandria. And like, oh, that's cool, man. Haven't talked. Oh, you graduated. You know, okay, all right, awesome. All right, you have that a couple of those is nice. You're like, all right, cool. And then it gets really old really quickly, and I'm like, oh my god, the only thing to do is to drink, a dozen Budweisers, and then if I need a chaser, a Michelob, whatever, however the night goes. But it should be good. I'm sure I'll be a menace, just destroying the pantry at my parents' house
Yeah.
later on because that's been the tradition the last couple years. Me and my family go out. We have a nice night. We go back, raid the kitchen, and watch Seinfeld until we all fall asleep. And
It's good,
it's been a
man.
good little tradition the last couple years. And I'll actually take a video, send it to my uncles because I never, as a kid, we would all meet up in Tennessee, my grandma's house, and I would have uncles, and it's the only time I'd see them. But they always like stayed over, and they always had like they're drinking Heinekens and have a great time. I'm like, this is weird. Why the uncles stay over? And I'm like, oh, now I get it. Now Uncle Sean staying over, and then gonna just be a menace. I can't. It should be okay. It should be a decent night. I'm trying to stay behaved. That's the best course of action for me.
I'm rooting for you to get into a fight.
Staying out of the
That's what I'm-
MGM should be priority number one. But when I go to Old Town, I can see the MGM from Old Town, and I end up at the MGM.
I'm gonna call you at 3 a.m, and you're gonna be like, "Hey, I'm at the roulette table."
That's very possible. That is a.
I'm
It
gonna be
sounds
so
fun.
mad if I
It
call you.
sounds so
and you
fun,
tell-
Joe. Joe, now I'm thinking about it.
No, it
It
doesn't.
sounds like a blast.
At Joe DeLeone, at Sanderson Radio. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back with more. Hit that subscribe button. Enjoy your holiday.